Today, we're discussing Plug Power, a company gaining momentum as a global player in the green hydrogen space. Let's dive in and uncover the latest insights on Plug Power's journey towards success. Chris, Thomas, welcome back. Let's talk about the latest buzz around Plug Power. It seems that this company is on the brink of something big. What's the potential here? Dare I say a short squeeze? Thomas, what's the scoop?
Yeah, I think that Plug Power is on the verge of a short squeeze and a reversal. The short interest was running over 20% at the last report, which is more than sufficient for a squeeze, given the right catalyst. And I believe there is a catalyst brewing right now. The company is building momentum with several projects that have come online and that are about to come online, and a pipeline of new projects that is going to be even larger. And this means that revenue is going to start ramping dramatically in the next quarter or two, from nearly no revenue to small cap revenue probably.
Well, Chris, how do you feel about this? What do you think about Plug Power now?
Well, like Thomas said, it's a heavily shorted stock, and that if you're somebody that's looking at this as a long-term investment, that's something you have to think about. But what I'm seeing is volume is increasing in the last month. If you're a trader and you're looking at stocks that have conditions for a short squeeze, that's something you're going to want to see. But as Thomas said, what's going on with Plug Power right now is they've actually got actual projects that are moving on. This isn't just like some of the meme stocks in 2021 that were just moving forward because retail investors decided that the price was going to be higher. This is just something that's being based on some fundamental projects that are happening.
So is this an add to your watch list candidate, or is this a buying as soon as I can type of prospect?
I'm still looking at it right now as a watch list stock for long-term investors. Hydrogen stocks in general have been something I've stayed away from because it's been something where the hype seemed a little bit bigger than the industry's ability to deliver it. Hydrogen is still an expensive way of doing renewable energy, but I have to admit that from what I'm seeing out of Plug Power, it's one that's on my watch list as far as stocks I might be interested in the renewable energy sector.
So you're scared, Chris. That's what you're saying.
Little scared still, yes.
I think he's being cautious, and that's probably smart. I mean, Plug is nearing a bottom, but it hasn't really bottomed yet. There may be a short squeeze. There'll be some more action to the side. A bottom will get hammered out, and that'll be a good time for investors, not traders, investors to start, nibbling on the stock.
Thomas, going back to what you said, you had mentioned projects. What kind of projects are we looking at?
Well, one that stands out right now is with Energy Vault. Energy Vault provides backup power solutions for municipalities and townships. And the deal with them is to build out what is going to be the largest hydrogen fuel cell backup system in existence in a town in California. The deal by itself is good money for the company, but it will help prove the use case on the municipal level and open up and accelerate revenue stream, I think. But also some other projects are some large-scale facilities in the EU, specifically in Finland, to generate power for the population. And there are a few other deals in the EU to supply hydrogen for some industrial facilities that make glass, aluminum, and steel, which are also some good use case scenarios.
Chris, you wrote an article recently about green hydrogen. I'll get that linked in the description below for those that want to read it. I encourage you to do so. But you name Plug Power as a stock to watch. Did these contracts factor into your pick as a player on the space?
Absolutely, it did. So green hydrogen is a process that uses only water to produce the hydrogen. Some people didn't know. I wasn't totally sure about it myself until I actually wrote the article, but there's different forms of hydrogen, and green hydrogen is the only truly clean form of hydrogen. And Plug Power is the only pure play company in that space. It's got an end-to-end green hydrogen ecosystem. So why is that significant right now? Well, in the article, I wrote that the Biden administration set aside a very specific $9.5 billion line item in the Inflation Reduction Act that is specifically targeted for green hydrogen projects. One of those projects looks like it's in California. Plug Power is helping to build a green hydrogen production plant that's going to act as a tertiary water treatment plant. So you have sewage water or water that's secondary treated. You can't use that water for humans to ingest. You can't use it for like irrigating food crops, but you can use that for other things like irrigation of sports fields or other landscaping type needs. And Plug Power's essentially taking that water and it's converting it into green hydrogen, or one of the purposes it's using it for is to green hydrogen production. So, and I believe that those types of projects will start popping up in other areas, as the green hydrogen movement moves on.
For sure. And Thomas, if you could tell us more about what are the analysts saying? What are the price targets and are they supportive?
Right. So the analysts are a bit mixed, but there has been an interesting change recently that I think plays into the short squeeze scenario. So the analysts rate the stock a moderate buy. So they're interested and they think their client should own it. But the price target has been trending solidly lower for the last year, and that's helped the stock trend lower. But the consensus is still about 70% above the price action, and there have been some positive revisions lately. So since the last report came out, there have been a couple of boosted price targets at upgrade, at least one new initiated coverage at buy. And the chatter is that there's a new clear path to cash flow and that operations should reach break even by the end of the year. That's huge. So these compounding opportunities are piling up. Revenue is going to ramp and profitability is at hand. The analysts have started to see that. And I think that we're seeing a bottom in analyst sentiment, which will probably mark a bottom for the stock.
Chris, what about the institutional involvement? Are we trending higher there?
Institutional ownership's right around 50%, which it's neither good nor bad. But when it comes to institutional ownerships, this is one of those situations where you have to watch what they do, not what they say. And in the last couple of quarters, you're seeing a lot more buying than selling in Plug Power. Right. So that's saying that the big money is betting that the stock's going to go higher. And that feeds into everything we've been talking about, not just the short squeeze possibility, but just that fundamentally institutional investors are seeing a reality to this stock that maybe they didn't see before.
Well, Plug Power is certainly making strides, as we've discussed in this video. We're going to be keeping an eye on Plug Power as they continue their path as a sector leader. Who knows, they might just become the next big breakthrough in renewable energy. But don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when our next analysis goes live. We have great stocks coming your way. Thanks, Chris and Thomas. We'll see you soon.